Testate versus intestate. What does that even mean? Testate means that you have a will. Intestate means that you do not have a will. So there's different means in which your estate will be handled depending upon if you have a will or if you do not have a will. Testate succession means that you have a will that has appointed an executor and how you want your assets to be distributed. Intestate succession states that you do not have a will if that is submitted with your probate documents to the court, and that the laws of North Carolina are actually going to control who your administrator is, because if you do not have a will, the individual that handles your estate is your administrator, and then how your assets are going to be distributed. So with testate, that means that you have a will, you've appointed your executor, who you want your assets to go to. You also can have something called a bond waiver in that will, which means that when your executor is appointed as your executor for your estate, they do not have to post a bond, which can be somewhat of a stressful process. When you have intestate succession and you do not have a will, your administrator will need to post bond. So when you have no will, intestate succession in North Carolina has determined who your heirs are. It's something called a parenthetical line, which if you are married, your spouse will inherit from you. However, if you have children along with your spouse, then your spouse only inherits a certain sum of money and the remainder is split between your spouse and your children. If you're not married and you have parents, then your assets would go to your parents. If you do not have parents, then it would go to your siblings. If you do not have siblings, then to nieces and nephews, and then it goes to aunts and uncles, cousins, and it can go all the way down to your third cousin. That's how North Carolina has determined your estate will pass if you do not have a will. If you want to ensure that you have determined, number one, who's going to handle your estate, number two, how your assets are going to pass, whether that's to family members, friends, beneficiaries, charities, you want to make sure that you have something in writing that actually says that. If you want to ensure that you have a document in place that actually says what you want, we would love to have a free consultation with you to discuss will, trust, and how to avoid probate. Our telephone number is 888-999-6600, or you can go to our website at mcelderlaw.com/scheduling.
Please don't wait.